Hi, everybody, and welcome to another great solo interview where we get to interview amazing facilitators doing amazing things. And today I have Domme Claire joining us to chat about her upcoming retreat. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So I love when I do have interviews. It's obviously because I have resonance. I know the individual that I'm chatting to. And I was looking to understand kink. Um, I felt really dubious about it. It didn't really give me a really good feeling. But my hairdresser is very deep into the kink world. And I was like, okay, who is the best person? And she's like, you have to go to Domme Claire. Like, no doubt about it. Because I was like, I want to learn. I want to understand it. I want to feel good. And she was like, there's no one else other than Domme Claire. Um, my hairdresser is also a little bit older. And she's like, I know she's young, but she knows what she's doing. She's the best. And I was like, oh, well, wow, what is this like young mover and shaker that's dominating, pun intended, the industry? So naturally, I called Claire and I was like, I want to do this thing. I want to learn about kink. And of course, being Simona from Solo, I was like, let me bring a whole group of friends to do it. And so Claire created this really cool container for us to understand kink. And it was literally mind blowing. I have so much respect for this field of work. It's so misunderstood, and you hold it with so much integrity and lightness and like it's a breath of fresh air. So it's wonderful that you are doing a retreat.
Mm.
And I want you to introduce yourself, and I also want you to talk about the other co-facilitators. Like this is a powerhouse of women holding this retreat. So yeah,
Thank you.
please take the floor.
I'm Domme Claire. I'm a professional dominatrix and also kink educator. I've been in the community for about 6 years now, and doming full time for 6 years. And it's been an incredible journey, where I've met some really amazing people, of course. And the education side of things started because it was just people asking me questions, and I saw that there was a real need for people to understand this better. And so I decided that I want to advocate for kink and I want to help break the stigma around BDSM and kink. So yeah, I want to be loud and proud about it and help others be loud and proud about it too.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And then the two co-facilitators, um, the one is Amy Nelson that I met with your group. She's an amazing like shamanic therapist, and she does some really cool work with couples and individuals. So she'll be leading quite a few really cool practices in the retreat. And then we've got Sarah Moe, who's actually a nomad, and it's lucky that we're catching her in Cape Town for the season. And she'll also be teaching she'll be more on the tantra side of things and teaching some rope stuff with us as well. Yeah.
Yeah, the like really I can't advocate more for like each one of you are in your zones of genius. The fact that there's three of you in a room is
Mm.
insane. Like, yeah, it's really next level. Okay, so we're going to get more into the retreat. And
Mhm.
I kind of want to know a little bit of how did you get into this?
How did I start my kink journey
Yes.
or the pro dom journey? It's I was dancing at Mavericks, and people started asking me to do all kinds of interesting things to them, and I got really into all of it. And then I was the one asking each person that I went into dance with, like, "Hey, can we try this thing, or what are you into?" Um, but I didn't have the language yet at that time to understand. Okay, this is essentially doming. I just knew it was kinky. I didn't understand the full extent of what it was. And then I met this amazing dominatrix from New York, and she told me all these stories. And that's when I realized, wait a second, this is something people do as a job. And so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try this. I don't know if there's demand for it in Cape Town, but I was like, I'm gonna do this and go for it. And now 6 years later, here I am.
Yeah, and you have the most immaculate dungeon.
Yes, I'm so proud of it. I was so proud of my space.
Yeah, it feels really good going in there. Like dungeon makes you feel like, well, obviously this is my conditioning, like a little, because I like light things
Yeah.
and dungeon dark, and it's like you feel so good in there. And it really is a tribute to your energy and your clarity and your integrity.
Mm, thank you.
Um, so there's a lot of assumptions. It's so loaded, the word kink. Like you see, like I even like dungeon, I'm like, ooh, dark, you know. Can you let us understand through your lens what is the conscious or the sacred lens in which you're bringing this in? Like, why is this on solo?
Mm. So when I look at kink through a more conscious or sacred lens, I see it as something that's less taboo or performative. And it becomes a language of its own about power and trust and also presence. And it's a way of exploring and playing with different dynamics between people. And it's also done in a way that's very intentional and very explicitly agreed upon. So instead of being or doing something you do for intensity, it becomes something that you use to understand yourself far more deeply as well as your partner. So in that sense, kink becomes less about the act and more about the awareness that you bring to it.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Like the psychological element of it, the personal growth is profound.
Yes.
And that's what gives me so
Yes.
much respect for the work that you do.
Yeah, I always say it's far more psychological than anything else. You can't dom someone's body if you can't dom their mind.
Hmm. And also dumbing, like, that's interesting. Like that's also very loaded. Like
Mm,
dumbing, taking control. Can you speak into how that we dumbing, controlling someone's mind sounds like it could be negative. Could you speak
mm, mm.
into like how that is a positive, how that is a good thing?
So when I speak about it that way, I'm looking at it from the point of view of I am doing everything that I can to understand this person that is in front of me and what it is that they need and want, and what are their goals and expectations. And that's what I go with. And essentially, if I don't, and this might also just be my demisexual side coming through here that speaks about this, but if I don't connect with them on a psychological level, intellectually and emotionally, it's the physical side is not going to be as intense or amazing or transformative. So I don't mean, and I see how it can be done negatively, and there are for sure people who do it that way. But for me, it comes from that perspective of just understanding them fully so that I can give them exactly what they want and need.
Two things. Um,
Mhm.
one, and I want this to be a really quick one. What is demisexual?
Oh, demisexual is when you need an emotional connection with someone before you can find them sexually attractive.
Perfect. Going into my follow-up question is this is a couples retreat, or this
Yes.
is someone that you know really well that you want to go into this. That's very intentional. It's very
Mhm.
specific. And this is for couples to deepen their intimacy. Uh,
Yes.
yeah, and that's really beautiful. And how do you create the space where people can explore something this intimate and still feel safe and held?
Um, so a lot of the safety comes. through the structure of it, and it's not just like the atmosphere or vibe of the place. It starts with the clear agreements around how we communicate with each other, what we consent to, what our boundaries are, how we want to show up for each other and with each other. Um, and then it's also about, I want to say, pacing. So nothing is rushed, and everyone's given space to check in with themselves and their partners. And we also have daily group check-ins to make sure that how everyone's doing. And because it's couple focused, a lot of the intimacy actually comes from helping them stay connected to each other rather than looking outward or comparing themselves to other people.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and then it's about how we also hold the room, about being present and attentive and responsive to what's happening with each couple.
I'm thumb sucking this, but you all three are trauma informed, right? Like, I know Amy's like trained in that. I know Sarah's got deep training in that, and I'm assuming that you do, right?
I don't actually have training in that, no. My knowledge mostly comes from my own research and experience. I haven't done any trauma specific courses yet.
Yeah, but 6 years in the field and two prolific space holders with you. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's beautiful because a lot comes up in these spaces, and how beautiful
yes.
to A, go through this with your partner and then be held by like really strong facilitators. Yeah, beautiful.
Mm.
Like, so what kind of person may not be ready for this kind of retreat?
Oh. Um, a big part of this would be someone who's not ready for a much deeper level of open, honest communication or self-reflection. So all of this work requires like a willingness to be honest with yourself and with your partner and to engage with whatever comes up in you rather than avoid it. It's not the right space for someone who's looking for something performative or only a physical experience without the remote relational and emotional aspect of it. Um, and with couples, if there isn't a baseline level of mutual respect and consent, then this can feel jarring for them rather than supportive. Yeah.
Mm,
So
mm.
it's about that readiness to engage consciously.
Yeah, and I think this is also, I just want to bring it back to the fact that this is exactly why this retreat, this offering is on solo, because it really intersects the path of the work, self-discovery, experience, exploration, communication.
Mm.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. Um, do people with prior experience or can complete beginners come?
Everyone is welcome. You don't need any kink experience. None of this is throwing you in the deep end. Um, and even if you have a lot of experience, there's definitely going to be new things for you to learn. So everyone's welcome.
And I think that's also, we say this a lot in Tantra, and a lot of these personal development practices, it meets you where you're at. The depth in
Yes.
which you are, you can go deeper. You can constantly go deeper. And it's actually with the simple things,
Yes,
that depth is really created in the subtlety.
absolutely.
Okay, this has been great. So if someone is feeling curious but still a little unsure, what do you want them to know?
Mm, I'd want them to know that that is completely normal and valid. It's probably where most people are at. Um, I'm not expecting anyone to know exactly what they want or have it all figured out. I don't even have all of that myself. So everything is guided, everything is optional. I'd obviously love for everyone to come take part in each and every activity, but it's always optional. And you're always encouraged to move at your own pace. So you don't have to arrive confident. You just have to arrive open to the experience.
Wonderful. Something we didn't touch on was that
Mhm.
this is a fully clothed, non-sexual retreat.
Mm.
And that's also just such an invitation into deepening the intimacy from a intellectual, from a heart space, because you're not
Yes.
this obvious body connection thing, of
Yeah.
eros that can get quite delicious but confusing and remove some of the personal growth edges.
Mm.
Yeah. And probably to note that this retreat is only for 8 couples. It's very,
Yes.
very limited. So yeah, so if this is calling for you and you want to be sat in a room with these 3 phenomenal women and your partner, probably better hurry, right? Oh,
Yeah.
and it's at Bodhikaya, which is like the most magnificent retreat venue with the most stunning food. Um,
Oh my gosh, yes, I love the food.
awesome. And that also like brings it also to that sacredness that it's held in a retreat space, that
Mm.
just, yeah, I love it. Thank you so much. Thank you for doing this work. Thank you for collecting these other 3 women and taking these 8 couples through this journey.
Huge pleasure. I'm so looking forward to it.
Yeah, that's a love. Bye.
Thank you.